have to be laughing. It's what we do. It's every single time that we've done this. When people finally get to join us, we have absolutely already been having fun. And I'm not going to change it now that the book's already launched. That would just be wrong.
You're wrong, really.
In so many ways.
Oh, you are
Oh,
wrong.
man.
Yeah, I want to let me do the present right off because you'll like it.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Okay, Carol Ridsdale, one of my buddies, and you know her too. She
Right.
sent you an awesome present.
Oh,
What did
no.
I
I'm
do?
scared. I'm frightened. I'm literally frightened. At this minute, you can't see it, but my feet are shaking and my knees are knocking.
She sent you an awesome present. I can see you down in Ledbetter on the back porch there with this, playing catch with Conway.
Uh-oh.
It's a squirrel shooter.
Hi,
It,
Teresa. A
you,
squirrel
just
shooter.
yes, you go, and it comes with no, don't, wait a minute. It comes with extra balls.
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, geez.
Hey, Scott.
Okay. Yeah. See, one more time here. So I'm going to send him down with your picnic table so that when you go see Conway, your little Ledbetter squirrel.
That's funny.
Yeah, Conway's his name now. We're doing that. Hey, Scott's on. Look at that. Teresa's on. Yay.
I can't tell who Facebook user is, but whoever typed, hey back.
Hey.
Type your name in so we can know who you are.
Oh, Scott got the coffee cup. Yay.
Good.
Yeah, I like the Zazzle coffee cup. It's like a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
The only thing I wish that particular company that does those for us would do would make the picture on the side. I don't like it on that edge. I like it on the side where I can see it. So I have to remember, okay.
Let me put the banner up for the Zazzle shop. I've got one already done.
No.
Yay. Here it is.
Hi,
I
Kim.
think.
Hi,
There.
Julie Harris. Now that's who that was. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Someone typed hi kids and someone typed hey guys, and I have no clue who you are. Just on my stuff, it just
Oh,
says Facebook user.
you know, if they typed hi kids, that's Doug Crow. He calls
Is
us
that Doug
kids.
Crow? Hey, Doug Crow. Doug Crow is such a good guy. I'm going to tell the audience this. When I did my first book, The Unexpected Tour Guide, Doug Crow was instrumental in helping put that together. His team designed my cover. He was just a great coach for me in a lot of areas there. So I'm very appreciative of his friendship. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because all of our friends are watching us wear matching outfits.
Well, you know, when we do the Go Givers call on Wednesdays, we're part of the Go Giver Success Alliance, and on Wednesdays that's led by Bob Berg and Kathy Tajanel. And I can't tell you how many times we pull up the video and Bob and I are wearing dadgum near the exact same shirt.
Oh, any story that includes dadgum, though. There you go. That is something. Dadgum.
Hi, Julie. No, June. Hi, June.
Oh, it's Monica. It wasn't
Monica.
Doug Crow. It was Monica. Yeah, Doug Crow always calls us kids for some reason, and evidently Monica
he
does
says,
too.
Hey, kids, all the time. I have to tell you guys something before we get into too much of this stuff. When we were on the audio book, I was hoping to get it out by December 1st, which is today. And since it's not out, you know, I kind of missed the deadline on that. Everything else is good to go, and it's all there. And by the way, thank you so much for your support of the book. I won't get into the exact numbers. We didn't hit a number yet to make me dye my hair blue. But I will tell you, even the first weekend of the launch, the sales numbers were more in one weekend than what most self-published books do in an entire year. That's all for you guys. You guys did that. You made that happen. And so thank you. And then we're still selling books organically every single day. When you go on and put the reviews on Amazon, I think we posted something this week. Someone shared with us. Literally what happens if you guys put reviews on there and the sales are happening, Amazon starts telling people, hey, we think you might like this book. And so we had one of those that got posted this week, and we're just so grateful for that. But I got to tell you a behind the scenes story on the audiobook. The audiobook, we've actually finished the initial recording. It's in the editing stages. And that's a little bit time consuming. But my cohort, my partner in crime, the blue-haired Bambina over there.
Blue-haired demon, the demoness. No, demoness, right? Demoness.
I was going to say blue-haired Bambina, but it almost came out bimbo. That would have been bad. I wouldn't have done that.
Oh no, I consider bimbo a compliment. So
I don't know what to do with that remark. But anyway, behind the scenes, when we were recording the audiobook, Lisa's never done this before. I've had some acting training, and I've done some acting and voice work and stage work and all that. So for me to go into a studio and record the book, I made a couple of mistakes, but but for Lisa, this was a whole new thing. It wasn't a skill set she had ever had to develop. So as we were recording, she'd get a little frustrated every now and then, she would point at me, but not with that finger, all right? And so I thought it would be appropriate at this time to play a blooper video, but I didn't do one of Lisa. But I sent this to her today because I wanted her to know that she wasn't the only one that couldn't get some of these Hawaiian words right. So I sent her this file, and the name of the file is called Pronouncing Hawaiian Words is Easy. So we're going to give this thing a shot and see how it does here. Belle and Kai spent the rest of their hour just talking about the world and enjoying their day. Kai, Michaela, and Lindsay spent Monday afternoon, all day on Tuesday, and Wednesday morning enjoying the beauty that is so prevalent in Hawaii. They snorkeled on Nualolo Kai Reef. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale, Waialeale, Mount Waialeale. I'm not telling you what that was. Nualolo Kai Reef. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale. Okay. I'm not telling you that. Nualolo Kai Reef. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale and the Nepali coast, Manawaiapuna. Manawaiapuna, Waimea Canyon. Waialeale. They snorkeled at Nualolo Kai Reef. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale and they took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale. If I start getting tickled, this is going to take a long time. Okay. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale. Leale, not Leilale. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale. 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 Damn, practice these words.
The buzzer is almost as funny as what you're saying.
Well, I had to put the buzzer in because I didn't want them to know what was said in that part. And by the way, gang, I was going to do a blooper reel for Lisa, but the bleeps would have taken more time than the actual sound. So
and I kind of feel bad that I called you everything but fit to live. I really did.
You told me I was a good son. I just didn't have a father.
That's a good way of putting it. Oh no.
but by the way, guys, I actually did get it right eventually. Lisa, play the one where I got it right. It's only about 30 seconds. Play the one where I got it right if you can. She'll have to share the screen with you. It'll take a second.
Okay, that's right.
But you need to hear the relief in my voice when I got through the time.
Oh, let's see. Here we go. I can do this. Yay! Here we go. You ready?
Yep. Do it.
Do it. Oh, I got to bring it back to the beginning here. Okay. Here we go.
They snorkeled Nualolo Kai Reef. They took a helicopter tour of Mount Waialeale, the Nepali coast, Manawaiapuna Falls, and the Waimea Canyon State Park. And they enjoyed a luau at the Smith Family Garden. As Wednesday evening rolled around, they were all very excited to go to Belle's home for dinner. Yes, damn it. Okay, the dog barking wasn't on the recording. It was actually Lisa's dog in the background just then.
Did you hear it though?
I could hear your dog. Yes, I could.
Oh no, I meant the recording.
Oh yeah, I could hear it, but I've heard it before. I said it to you. I hope everybody online could hear it. Okay, they're saying you guys catch me up. What we were doing, we were talking about the fact that in the audio recordings, we had a lot of bloopers.
They meant crack you up. You guys cracked me up.
Oh, maybe they went crack. Okay, then I won't try to catch you up. It'll bore everybody else.
They're probably doing audio detecting like you do.
The audio book, it will be out soon, and it's going to be great. And so I just, but Lisa had been so personally frustrated about the process that I thought I would send her the ones of me messing up so she wouldn't feel so bad. And
you should have done that before, because you kind of gave off a little bit of air like you were doing this better than me when we were done. I meant that in a loving way.
You meant that in the most kind way.
You know I did.
When it wasn't the Hawaiian words, I have the experience, and I was, and I did all right. But the Hawaiian words, yes, my waia puna puna. I haven't found my stealth. Now I'm struggling with English too. I haven't found myself struggling to say Lahui when I've said that so many times because I've flown in and out of Lahui so often. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, the dog was just trying to eat poor Conway's pop ball. Don't eat that ball.
No, I'm not going there.
You want a full set of balls for Conway.
Meanwhile, back at the show. Okay. Can you get composure enough that we can actually move on? I surprised her with that today, and she hadn't heard the blooper part until right before we went on because she didn't get the file. So I played it from my phone just then, and she was laughing so hard in the pre-show green room stuff that we do. I thought she was going to. Never mind. I thought she was going to. Well, as my friend who owns the gardening center says, I thought she was going to wet her plants. By the way, we need to get everybody to bring their own wine when they do this show.
Oh, yeah, I'm drinking lemonade. What is up with that? That's not funny.
Bad judgment on your part. Okay, let's get to the show.
Okay. So, we got this from Carol Ridsdale, and
Thank you, Carol.
We're awesome, happy about that. And one of our other friends, hey, this is the show. You want to say hi? No, he's good. He said I'm good.
Whisper hi, Alex, behind the screen, so he'll know I said hi.
Okay. Yeah, somebody else wanted me to remind you. Remind me that I wasn't calling you Jerry enough.
Well, I disagree. I think you worn that one out.
I thought that was kind of cute, the whole story. Hey, I want you to tell me another story from when you were a kid.
When I was a kid? Pick. True story. I was probably 4, maybe 5 years old. My mother and my stepfather were building a house down in the country. I grew up in a little town called Dalton, Georgia, which is not a huge town, but it's a sweet place. And when my mother married my stepfather, he had some land down in the country from there, and they were building a home down there. And this was so far out in the country, it was 1.5 miles down a dirt road just to get to the place where they were building the house. So they dozed off an old spook house looking thing that had been in his family for years to build the house there. It was 100 and something acres, beautiful mountain land.
Oh.
And but for whatever reason, we'd gone down on a probably a Sunday, I would guess, based on my mother's work schedule. And they had got an old wooden door and put it on a couple of sawhorses so we could have a picnic there. And apparently, little Jeffrey was frustrated about something. I'll just leave it at that. And I was whining and crying, and my mother was trying to get me to stop that. And off in the distance, a woodpecker went You know, I don't know if all of you have heard the sound of a woodpecker, but it's a very distinct sound where it's into a tree. And so a woodpecker went, and my mother said, Jeffrey, did you hear that? I said, no. And he kept my demeanor. All of a sudden, that woodpecker again went, and I went, I didn't hear it that time either. That's a true story. My sister can attest.
Oh, that's cute.
My mother probably didn't think it was all that cute, but maybe she did. I don't know.
Well, she must have repeated it, or you wouldn't know that.
No, I remember it.
Oh, wow.
I have memories back to, my sister says that one of the memories I have, I had to be maybe even 2. We were living in a house, and I was barely tall enough to open up a drawer, and a little mouse started running out toward the front, and it scared me so bad. I slammed the door back, and it killed the mouse. But I still remember that. And she said, when she told me where we were living, I might have been 3, but I may have been younger.
Wow,
that was one of those traumatic things, you don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awful.
Somebody wrote, just woodpecker my ass. It was a squirrel in a suit. I don't know who you are, but you're brilliant. I like that. It just says Facebook user on mine. So put your name. I want to make sure you get credit for that.
Woodpecker my ass. See now let's go to the other thing, since someone already said ass. See, we can say ass.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's go to the rule.
Now the other thing, we're not going to do the rules, right? Because we already went over all the rules. So now we want to talk more about the other stuff, which includes you've got a bunch of your training in there. And for those of you that are
into the story.
Yeah, but would you tell a little bit, because for those of you that just know me and are just introduced to Jeff lately, you don't realize out of the 2 of us, he's the more accomplished person by a lot. So
debatable.
You're just being nice, but that's fine. And I'm happy about that, because I like the whole Southern gentleman vibe you got going on. But but if you tell a little bit about your background, it makes more sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Well, if you don't mind.
My degrees are actually to teach. I've got a bachelor's degree in music education and a master's degree in music composition, and had intended to teach high school and then college. And I even did a little film scoring work in college. And so that was kind of my creative background. And I had gotten married to a wonderful lady who was the mother of my children. And I had promised her she would be back in school in the fall. I was getting my master's degree, so I had to get her back there because I needed to finish up and do that. And there weren't any teaching jobs open that I could get. And so I ended up in sales with a musical instrument company. Did that for the first year there, made 50% more than I would make teaching. And so I just stayed in sales. Did that industry for about 4 years or 5 years. I can't remember. And then I got another job in sales with an industrial uniform company. And that's really where I learned how to go out and do outside sales. Did well with that. Got a transfer to Texas, and with that or a sister company basically, and was the first general manager they had out here in Texas. And then about 2 years later, we got sold to a competitor, and that didn't work out real well. But I stayed with them for a little while, 18 months or so, and then I started my career with Aflac. But with Aflac, it's really that's where it became home with me. I was an entry-level agent for just a few months, became a district sales coordinator, did that for 8 years, a regional sales coordinator for 2. And then my last 10 years that I was really active, I was one of the state sales coordinators at Texas and in the Houston area. And so and in that position, I was training people. I was, the regional managers did all the recruiting. The district managers were field trainers. It was my job to make sure everything happened together. So that was kind of my career. I was pretty good at what I did. Things went pretty well. In 2014, I retired from Aflac actively. I mean, I still have an Aflac contract, but I retired from being in active service. And that's when I started writing and speaking and doing those things. And so I've done that ever since January of 2014.
That's kind of a leap between, do you mind if I ask questions?
Go right ahead. Absolutely.
Between being a music man and doing the uniform thing, that's a whole different industry. Is it because you had an interest over there, or the pay was better, or what made you suddenly do something different like that?
The hours were better. I loved working in the musical instrument business to a great deal because I was visiting band directors. A lot of them I actually knew. and I was doing the things that I needed to do in that career, but the hours were really bad. When it was the busy time of the year, I would, in the fall, most of the fall, and then a good chunk of the spring, I would leave the house anywhere from 5 to 7 in the morning, and I would get home anywhere from 10 till midnight because we were doing the parent
Oh,
meetings in the school at night.
oh,
And
yeah.
so it was just a tough schedule. And after Lindsay, my oldest child, was born, yeah, there would be times I literally didn't see her awake, except when I would get back in, I would go in and stare at her in her crib. I'd see her
Oh,
awake on the weekends, but on weeknights I didn't.
oh,
And I,
that's
I remember there was, there were a couple of times where I would go in there and she'd have her pacifier in her mouth, and she'd wake up and she'd look at me and she'd smile around the corners of the pacifier, then she'd fall back asleep. It was so cute.
oh,
But so it was the hours,
I
and
can
that's
see
what
why
made
you
me,
wanna miss that though.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
awful.
with the uniform company, it was Monday through Friday, and even Friday, I only did a half a day. And I literally got to very quickly make it twice the money I was even making in
Oh, wow.
musical instrument sales. And
Wow.
so it was a good transition for me. But I cut my teeth on outside sales, and a lot of the sales principles that I teach, and even some of them I worked into the storyline, were things I had learned in 30 years being in sales.
So the uniform company was outside sales and so was insurance. So
Correct.
I heard when you see, now you're glad I go back and listen to the stuff. One of the things you said, you were only out of work like 6 weeks when you parted ways with the uniform company.
Right.
That's pretty awesome. So you didn't let it like deflate you. You brushed yourself right off and got right back out there.
I wish it were that easy. No, that's not
Oh,
exactly how it was. I was
okay.
unemployed for about 6 weeks, and then I started with Aflac, and, that it was like April of '93, and I made about $26,000 the rest of the year. I was still struggling. It took me till oh, probably till that January or February to get my head completely out of my
Well,
to
that's
get
not
my head
bad.
out of my funk and
Right,
get,
yeah, I've been
yeah,
mad longer than that. That's
yeah. Well,
that yeah.
that's when we were living in the mobile home that I was talking about, and I know
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of our common background. And I was depressed. I was down. I can still remember the day that it changed. We don't have enough time left in the show to do it. I'll remind me next week. We'll pick it up. We'll pick it up at the mobile home
Okay,
next week
okay,
on.
okay, okay. What? Huh? I can't do it now.
I know.
He's like,
Mom, cook me
"Okay,
dinner.
okay, right." So, what we wanted to talk about was one of your teachings is the 2% rule.
Right.
And so
It
'cause some of the stuff is mine, but you have worked your stuff in to
right.
the mix, and this is one of the ones that is yours, and it's awesome.
Well, one of the things that I taught new sales agents in Aflac and anything, it's always frustrating for a new salesperson to deal with a nose, especially if they're in outside sales and they're dealing with someone who's maybe not all that friendly. And so every time we'd have the new sales school, I would go in there and basically I would teach them a lesson called the 2% rule. And in the book, those of you who've already read the book, I used Alan, who is Kai's father, to teach this particular lesson. And basically, the 2% rule says 98% of the people that you're going to meet in your lifetime are going to be just as nice and just as friendly to you as you are to them. They'll treat you with respect. They'll smile if you smile. They'll treat you exactly like you treat them. So it's a good thing. However, 2% of the people out there in this world are just horses' backsides.
You just
They,
can't say it. I can say
I'm
it.
not going to do. I'm not going to say it. They're just horses' backsides, and it's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how nice you are. It doesn't matter how professional you are. It doesn't matter how great you do your job. They're just bad. They're just in a bad mood, and I always say, they act like they were breastfed. Oh, what is it? They act like they were breastfed on a lemon juice and weaned on a pickle. And so it's just who they are. The
And
trouble
it has
is,
nothing to do with us. It has
it has nothing
nothing
to
to
do
do
with
with
us.
us.
It's
Yeah.
just it's their life. It's what they're dealing with. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes in their life. So we can't judge them. They could have a really tough situation going on in the background, and we can't allow that we can't judge them for that. But at the same time, the challenge, especially for new salespeople, is when they allow themselves to let that 2% take up 98% of their mental energy. Somebody eats their lunch and then it ruins their day. Well, that's you allowing that 2% to ruin 98% of your life. And so you don't do that, because the truth is, and I illustrate it pretty well in the storyline, is 98% of the people of any group want things to be, they want to treat you like you treat them. They want it to be nice. And the 2% you can't fix. So don't allow yourself to get too wrapped up in the 2%, because, life's too short. You need to have more fun than that. So anyway, that was one of my rules on it. Not rules. That was one of my sales training things.
And I love that, because I see that all the time where I see Avon representatives, they'll highlight and talk about on social media the 2% that were giving them crap or doing something to them or being mean, and they won't talk about the 98% that are having an awesome experience and are liking everything. And to me, you just have to set aside the 2% and let them ruin their own life, I guess, and not let them infect you.
Well, Lisa and I have talked about this behind the scenes. I'm a person of faith. She's not that religious, and that's okay. We can be friends and make everything in the world work right, because we're in the 98%, not the 2%. But I always, when somebody gets on that, I said, look, even God can't make everybody happy. Don't worry about it.
Only tacos can do that, really.
Only tacos. So, one of the things Lisa had brought up was we have a Spotify list, and she wanted to add some things to it. And so I decided maybe we should go with Christmas music this time, our favorite Christmas tunes and all that.
I love Christmas. You don't know that about me. I love Christmas.
That's great. Tell me your favorite Christmas story.
My favorite Christmas story. Do I have a favorite? Oh, can I? I know. I do have one. I do have one. Okay. The kid, my favorite Christmas story ever in the history of ever is when the kids are really little, you want to get what they want. And of course, the kid wanted the Barbie Diamond Castle. And it was so hard to find. It didn't matter. I had the money. I couldn't get it. And I finally found it. And we're going to have a cat.
Hey, this isn't that kind of show. No.
I'm not saying anything right then. I could. Okay. So anyway, the Barbie Diamond Castle, it came. And of course, I spent like 3 days assembling it. And I did have it ready. And it was out there. And I've got a video. I'll put it in the group of the kid coming out and looking over the railing, and the squeal, the kid's like, it's the Barbie Diamond Castle. And that was like worth every penny I paid for it, and the express shipping and everything.
That is priceless.
Oh, it was awesome. That was like the best Christmas ever.
Well, when you guys when Lisa publishes the new Spotify list with the Christmas tunes on there, one of my very favorite Christmas tunes is by Denver and the Mile High Orchestra, and it's a song called "Frosty the Blues Man." And it's your typical Christmas song. It's nothing unusual.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I think we should do a sing along, but I haven't taught you the words yet. But I have to get ready, because this is Frosty the Blues Man. Are y'all ready for this? Here we go. Get the hat on right.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Oh man, that's hot.
It's because of the sweatshirt. I'm really sweaty. So all right. I'm going to sing the beginning of it. You got to listen to the list, because you deserve to hear it from Denver and the Mile High Orchestra. Ready? All right. Yeah. My name is Frosty. I'm made of snow. A pair of shades. A carrot nose. I come alive. They say it's said. When some brat put this hat on my head, my name is Frosty. I'm full of snow. Where there's a blizzard, that's where I'll go. I ain't scared of nothing. I got ice in my veins, and when the sun comes up, I'm gonna drip, 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 drip down the drain. Fa la la la. Fa la la la. Merry Christmas.
You didn't forewarn me about the.
Hey, I can't tell you all my secrets before they happen. The reaction isn't as genuine.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh,
Thank
and
you for doing
the
that.
guy who does that, Denver, the Mile High Orchestra, is who actually does that song. And I just did the first little verse. There are 3 or 4 verses, some great instrumental solos. Uh, but he actually went to the same college as my son-in-law. My son-in-law actually has a background in music
Oh,
as well, and both my kids are really talented, and both my son-in-laws are really talented actually. But my son-in-law that lives in Tennessee went to Belmont University. Well, from Denver, and the Mile High Orchestra also went to Belmont. So
oh,
uh,
wow. Well,
everybody's
that's
giving good comments. Well, thank you. You guys are kind. Either that or you're tone deaf. I'm not sure which.
That was awesome. So everybody, that is our present for you this week. We're gonna put. I did the Spotify playlist. I'm gonna put it in. You don't know what mine are yet. I didn't know any of yours, and I
Good.
don't know how come I didn't know any. You're gonna know all of mine because I don't have any original material over here. Mine are regular, like Bing Crosby and Dean Martin, and mine are the regular people.
I think Kim Throckmorton and I may be brother and sister from another mister. I'm just she says, well, I see why that's your favorite. We have a lot of stuff in common.
Kim's been coming up with some really awesome squirrel stuff. Yeah,
Well,
you can't beat that for
I'm not going to
little
hold that against her. So Kim is a
it's
very good lady. She's been a
squirrel
good friend to me
bullying.
for a while. So
Well, you can't really hold it against us if we like to squirrel bully you.
yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to any squirrel that doesn't have blue hair. I'm just sorry. I'm not going to do it.
I guess I've been called squirrely before. I don't know.
Hey guys, by the way, on me going blue hair, we didn't hit the goal for the December 1 date, but what I will do is I'll keep track. And if we do it by January 1, I'll still do it for you. So
Oh,
1,200 sold. And we are a ways away. And I'm not going to tell you the exact number because some of you will buy. I know Lisa will buy all the copies,
you
but
know I would.
then you don't need to do that. So if it's author copies, it does not count. My husband is here, squirrel. I can't tell who that is.
Oh, yeah,
Such
this has
nice
been
comments. You
fun.
guys are really sweet. Thank you.
Except
I
my
I was
ribs
always
hurt.
the tuba player and the string bass player. I never sang, and then so till I got
No,
older.
see, I
So
want to hear about that next time too. I
all
want to
right,
hear about the whole because I don't know enough about the music thing. That is interests me more than the rest of the whole thing.
if
And
I
that was
could
a
find a tuba,
solo.
do you want me to play a tuba solo on the show? I don't have the
Yes,
chops anymore. I can't do it. All
the
right, I got
chops.
to get. I got to get.
Okay,
I got to babysit in a few minutes. So
okay,
I get
everybody.
to
Thank
babysit
you.
my grandbabies tonight. Isn't that cool?
Oh no, that is cool. I like Jude. He's cool. He's cool.
They're all cool. Lindsay's and Jonathan have their son Noah. He's just adorable. And then Whitney and Nathan have Jude and Naomi, and they're just they're
You can
priceless.
let Naomi play with little Ledbetter squirrels picnic table.
I'm
She
not sure I'm letting my grandchildren near that. I may surprise you. We might be doing this one time, and we're talking. I go, "Pop!"
I'm just hoping the dog didn't eat one of the
Yeah,
balls.
yeah. All right. Hey guys, we are so grateful to all of you. You guys have been amazing. Please keep promoting the book organically. It's selling organically now, and that's so cool. But please keep promoting the book. Also invite people into the group. Lisa wanted to change this from a private group to a public group when she changed the name, but Facebook wouldn't let her do it. So the only way we get people in here is to invite them. So invite everybody you know. Tell them, hey, you're missing out. Get your horse's rear end. I love you guys.
See you later, everybody. See you next Thursday.
Bye.